Good afternoon, or should I say good morning. I join you again on this coming Sunday with a reflection, not on the scriptures this time, but if I might share with you some of my personal reflections of Bishop Anthony Michael Pilla. We buried him this last Tuesday from the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist, and he was buried inside the cathedral. They have a chapel, a crypt chapel, in which all the bishops of Cleveland are buried there. And he was buried there among all of his predecessors of the Diocese of Cleveland. My work with Bishop Pilla spanned from the beginning of his episcopacy in 1981 until he retired in 2013. And I was in charge of the ecumenical and interfaith office of the Diocese of Cleveland. Bishop Pilla was a bishop that in some ways not only was attentive to the Catholic priests and people of the Diocese of Cleveland, but he was very open and helpful to many other Christian churches and religions. He was always willing to meet. He took a number of preaching events at Protestant churches throughout the city, and that was quite a shock to some of them, that suddenly the Catholic Bishop of Cleveland, was appearing in their pulpit in his episcopal robes and making a nice homily or sermon to those people there. I know he preached at the Pentecostal church on 105th. He preached at the Methodist church in downtown Cleveland. He spoke at a number of different churches throughout the area with readiness and a wonderful message to the people. It was always a wonderful effect that they had. There was a story told at his funeral that was very touching. He was in a restaurant eating with his secretary, Father Ed Estock, and somebody came over and whispered to Father Ed, says, "Would your bishop mind taking a picture with my mom and dad? They're celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary." So the bishop got up and walked over to the table with the couple, blessed them and gave a little prayer, and they took a picture with the bishop, and then he sat down, and all of a sudden the son who had asked to have the picture taken came up to the bishop's secretary and said, "Oh, my mom is now really upset. She's worried she did something wrong." And Father Estock said, "What do you mean did something wrong?" "Well, we didn't tell you. We are Lutherans." And Father Estock sort of chuckled, and he said, "No, don't worry. Bishop Miller is well known to Bishop Pilla. They have a lunch together, usually every month. So I think it'll be all right." So it's sort of a funny kind of a sense of concern and care, and yet a realization that they look to him and his episcopal dignity and a member of the Catholic community as something very special. As I said, he worked together with not only Christian churches but other religions. I remember distinctly that after the horrible events of 9/11, I received a call that some of the leadership of the Muslim community, and that was not only the religious leadership, but there was a finance officer of a corporation. There was a number of doctors from the Cleveland Clinic. They wanted to meet with him. So we had a meeting in his meeting room in the chancery, and it was a very touching meeting. There were maybe 8 or 9 of the members of the Muslim community, and they began with a little conversation. They said, "Bishop, we want you to realize we are not the enemy of anyone here in this city. We want to work together. We came here to become part of the United States of America. We love our religion, but we love this country, and we want you to know that we're not here as a danger to anyone." And remember, the bishop picked up on that, and he said, "I understand that." He said, "I will do my best as the Bishop of Cleveland to prevent any kind of prejudice," which is still happening in the world. You say Muslim to some people, and they go crazy. It's like, "Oh, they're going to kill me if they're Muslims." Sure, there are extremists, Islamic extremists, we know that. But we also know that many of our fellow citizens, and even some of those who are coming now from Afghanistan, those refugees that are being allowed into our country, that have served with our armed forces and our other programs there in that country when we were in that country, in Afghanistan, that are coming here, will not be in any way an enemy to us. Bishop Pilla spoke very clearly in his message, not only in his words but also in his actions, that as the Catholics of the Catholic community, we have great pride in our faith. We believe deeply in Jesus and his love and the message of the Catholic Church, and that part of that message of the Catholic Church is we work together with those that have positive, you might say, reasons to work together with us, and we will work together with them and respect them for their religious commitments and their commitments of faith that they hold dear. May he rest in peace. Eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon him. May he rest in peace.